On or around campus, are you truly safe?
And will drinking cause more problems for you than previously thought?
For the answers, stay tuned. RTN News, your source for all your news on campus and around the world, is working on these stories and more and will be on shortly.
I'm starving. What's for breakfast?
Guten Tag!
Johannes, Ron!
I bring you arts-enriched Raisinblams, fortified with increased test scores and creative problem-solving skills.
It's good!
And good for you. Bobby? Susie? Don't worry, that's just the power of the arts!
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit AmericansForTheArts.org.
Intro.
Welcome to RTN News, your source for all news on campus and around the world. I'm Kristen Connor, along with Patrick Bean.
Our top story today is the report of yet another robbery on or near campus. At about 2:20 a.m. on February 18th, a male student was robbed while walking along Route 322 near Lot A. The perpetrator demanded the student's money and after receiving the money, fled the scene. Rowan and Glassboro police have yet to catch the suspect. The suspect has been described as a dark-skinned black male about 5 foot 9 inches with an average build. If you have any information regarding this robbery, please contact Reed Layton, Director of Police Services for the Department of Public Safety at 856-256-4922.
The South Jersey Technology Park, which opened just this fall, will be installing The Cave, an 800-square-foot virtual reality environment to help engineering students work in 3 10-foot dimensions. The installation will begin on March 3rd at 10 a.m. in the Virtual Reality Lab located in the building. The National Science Foundation awarded a $392,000 major research instrumentation grant at the professors at Rowan's College of Engineering. The capabilities of the system are unlike any other in the nation.
Rowan students who are members of the Engineers Without Borders organization have recently returned from the Gambia. The students traveled to 8 villages collecting GPS and topographical information to help the reconstruction of a road that leads to doctors, medicine, rice fields, and schools. The Gambia is one of the smallest and most impoverished countries in Africa, making the engineers' mission beneficial. The group plans on returning next year to help maintain good conditions of the road.
Dr. Nathan Karb, a professor of English, recently celebrated his 50th year of teaching at Rowan University. Karb, now 75, was the first professor to teach at Glassboro State in 1959. He continues to teach the works of his favorite writer, William Shakespeare. To commemorate his career, there will be a performance of The Complete Works of William Shakespeare, April 4th, 2 p.m. in the Total Theater of Bunce Hall. All are welcome to attend. Tickets are $20, with all proceeds going to the Nathan Karb Jr. Fund. Dr. Karb says he still loves teaching, and he doesn't plan to retire anytime soon.
In the spring of 2008, a group of radio, TV, and film students made a documentary entitled Movement X. The film is about a color guard team consisting of members from southern New Jersey and Delaware completing their last season. The film placed 3rd in the nation at a student documentary competition sponsored by the Broadcast Educators Association. Graduates Cindy Lewandowski, Susan Mariduena, Tom Feiner, and Colleen Kay produced the film for Professor Diana Nicolay's documentary class. This is the 2nd award Movement X has obtained.
With the opening of the new Rowan Boulevard apartments, Rowan's University's Office of Residential Learning has released a controversial ruling stating that all sophomores not living at home or with their parents must live on campus. With more, here's Stephen Lerner.
The Office of Resident Learning informed freshmen on Monday about a new sophomore housing requirement. According to a letter from the Director of Housing and Business Services, Mark Wagner, all unmarried freshmen and sophomores not living at home with their parents must reside on campus. Many Rowan students voiced concern about the change in policy.
I am not the happiest person about it. I feel that, we're out of the house. We're 18. We're supposed to be allowed to do what we want. We shouldn't have to live on campus, considering that this hasn't been, in effect since I think around 2005. So I don't know why it would be put in now, aside from the fact that new housing is being put up, and they're just trying to, I don't know, make us spend a little more money on campus.
I think it's a little bit ridiculous. I personally, it doesn't affect me because I'm going to be living in Edgewood anyway, but I don't think that you should have to live on campus. If you're a sophomore, I think at a sophomore level you're old enough to take responsibility and live off campus if you want to.
Well, I'm going to be a junior next year, so I don't really care, but I believe it's just kind of a ripoff.
I think it's pretty unexpected. I have a brother who's actually a sophomore, and when he learned about it, he's living off campus, so he's like really scrambling on what to do.
Well, it didn't really affect my choice because I was still going to live on campus anyway, but my roommate, she wanted to commute, and now she doesn't really have a choice, but she has to stay here.
I feel that it's not really needed. I feel that the sophomores should be able to live off campus and live where they please.
I mean, I really think it takes away our freedom here because it's usually a status symbol to be off campus. And I think now, since we can't, we're kind of restricted more, and it kind of is just nerve-wracking.
Despite the negative reactions, the university plans to move ahead with the change in policy. Richard Jones, the dean of students, said that in any sort of policy change, there's an expected amount of pushback. Any concerned students are invited to contact the Office of Residential Learning at extension 4266. For RTN News, I'm Stephen Lerner.
Thanks, Steve. Wow, those students really sound like they like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I actually don't think it's a bad thing, you know, because I was going to live on campus anyway, but I know some freshmen who are really looking forward to living off campus, so, you know, I feel that, you know, they should have their own choice, but, you know, it's really interesting.
We'll see what happens with that. Coming up on RTN News after the break, forest fire continues to ravage the nation of Australia, and Caitlin McGarity will break down the 81st Annual Academy Awards and find out what could possibly be a new side effect to drinking.
What could I offer the Peace Corps?
The answer surprised me. I served in South Africa teaching HIV/AIDS awareness.
Working with my students in Nicaragua was a great experience. We taught each other a lot about our countries and cultures.
This is the Peace Corps today.
Redefine your world. Join the Peace Corps.
Apply now at peacecorps.gov.
This is Behind the Scenes at RTN. This is the camera equipment the Rowan Television Network uses to film its fantastic programs. It reminds me of the filming we did, Linda. Maybe I'll email that video to your friends and family to humiliate you like you've humiliated me, Linda.
Okay, so how this is going to work is when I connect these wires, the electricity is going to cause a chemical reaction to simulate the eruption. Very good.
If you're not helping after-school programs, you're really helping to take them away. After-school programs, wouldn't you rather be helping?
Welcome back to RTN News.
In southern Australia, 210 people have died due to wildfires spreading across the country. Southern Australia has been hit with the highest temperatures ever recorded. High winds and rising temperatures are said to be moving into the area, possibly pushing the fires toward towns. Victoria residents are cautioned to be on high alert due to unpredictability of the fires. Firefighters are working hard to help keep these fires under control.
9 died while more than 50 people were injured in a Turkish jet crash this past Wednesday. The Turkish Airlines Boeing 737 held 127 passengers and 7 crew members. The jet, while trying to land at Schiphol Airport, broke into 3 pieces upon impact. Both engines were ejected during the impact. There is still no word on why the plane crashed.
jalapenos, tomatoes.
In Pennsylvania, the Salmonella virus has mysteriously appeared. Well, I mean, I think that we really should figure out where it's coming from, because this could be a disaster for the nation, potentially.
Oh, definitely, yes. We really have to figure out what's going on with that, and we hope to give you updates on that as we get them.
Well, in national news, tragedy struck New Orleans during a Mardi Gras parade this past Tuesday. 7 people were shot during the flamboyant celebrations for which New Orleans is known. The arrested suspects, Mark Brooks, age 19, and Louis Lazone, age 18, are being charged with 7 counts of attempted first-degree murder. Police believe that it is possible the 2 men were firing at each other, not at the bystanders. Included in the victims was a toddler suffering only minor injuries. The conditions of the other victims are not yet confirmed.
In local news, Camden resident Dwayne Johnson was charged with murder on February 23rd in connection with the killing of 50-year-old Andre Miller. According to Camden County Prosecutor's Office, Jason Laughlin says Johnson and Miller were roommates in a boarding home on Front Street. Miller, who was originally from Glassboro, was found dead on November 14th in the boarding home. An autopsy showed evidence of blunt head trauma and multiple stab wounds. Johnson is currently being held in the Burlington County Jail on unrelated charges.
Miss North Wildwood 2007 was arrested alongside her mother for counterfeiting $50 bills. Former beauty queen Ashley Furmeister and her mother, Kelly Nowicki, spent their freshly printed cash at 2 Wildwood locations. The last place the money was spent was at a Wawa, leading to the Secret Service, along with Wildwood police, to their arrest. During the investigation, suspected accomplice John Laughlin of Belle Plaine was also arrested. The mother-daughter team is charged with possession of forgery equipment, forgery, and the conspiracy to commit forgery. While Furmeister was released due to her fame, the Nowicki and Belle Plaine remained in Cape May County Jail on a $15,000 bail. This past week, a student government meeting, a proposal was announced this week to change the current status of the parking situation in a way that has many up in arms. With more, here's Evan Hage.
As we all know, parking during peak hours has always been a problem on the Rowan campus. Joe Orlins, the Associate Vice President of Facilities and the co-chair for the campus master plan, has developed a parking proposal. This proposal states that all commuters will have to pay $100 for their parking, and the residents will be paying $200.
In my opinion, it sounds kind of ridiculous because you don't have any other options. Like, you have to park. Everyone has to park, whether you're a commuter or you're a resident. So by increasing them, there's really nobody has any other options. You have to pay it or you don't park.
I think it's a little ridiculous because as a resident, I'm going to be a resident next year, and to be even more money just to keep my car on campus. I'm going to be a sophomore, so it's going to be the first year I'm going to be able to have my car, and $200 is just way too much being a college student with everything else.
They can raise money other ways, and why should they have to charge us more? This is a tough economy, okay? Don't have the money for that.
I feel bad for the commuters who have to pay the amount of money, and still there's not going to be hardly any parking. I mean, I don't know how soon the construction is going to happen, but like right now there's like no parking, and for us to put out money like that for no parking I think it's ridiculous.
It's hard enough just to get books. It's hard enough just to get, the things you need just to be comfortable on your own campus or at class. So I don't want to pay anything.
Personally, it sounds kind of complicated, and it doesn't sound like it's a really good idea. It sounds costly, and I do not agree with it. I'd be one of the students to, go down to SGA office and say no, actually.
Keep in mind that it is just a proposal, and nothing has yet been decided. But if you would like to find out more about the topic, you can visit www.rowan.edu/open/masterplan. This is Evan Haig for RTN News.
Thank you, Evan. Wow. Well, again, students really voicing their concerns on that. And now with entertainment news for the week, here is Caitlin McGarity.
Hi, I'm Caitlin McGarity for RTN News. Here is this week's top stories in the world of entertainment. This Sunday marked the 81st Annual Academy Awards. Hollywood's finest came out to celebrate the best movies of this past year. Some of the big winners of the night included Kate Winslet for Best Actress for her role in The Reader, Sean Penn won Best Actor for his role in Milk, and Slumdog Millionaire took home top honors with a record-breaking 8 awards. Heath Ledger's win for Best Supporting Actor in his role of The Dark Knight was one of the most emotional moments of the evening. Ledger is only the second actor to receive an Oscar after his death. Chris Brown is reportedly receiving anger management classes in the wake of his alleged assault against singer Rihanna. Brown's contract with Wrigley's Gum is still suspended in light of the allegations. This past month, Olympic gold medalist swimmer Michael Phelps will not be charged with illegal drug use after a picture of him smoking from a marijuana pipe circulated. Phelps had apologized for his regrettable behavior and was suspended for 3 months by the U.S. swimming team while also being dropped from a Kellogg sponsorship deal. In light of this scandal, many of Phelps' teammates and colleagues came to his defense. Recently, Phelps coach Bob Bauman issued a statement saying, "Michael's been through a lot and he's learned a lot, hopefully. I support him and I want to see him do better. I'm here as always to try to see him move forward. He's learned some tough lessons and he's disappointed a lot of people, me included." This past week, American Idol judge Paula Abdul made a comment suggesting that 4 judges on the show was not a good idea. The newest member of the panel, Cara DiGiardi, fired back by stating that she was disappointed and hurt by Abdul's comments. Representatives for Abdul say the statement was taken out of context. Yankee third baseman Alex Rodriguez has found himself in the middle of a steroid scandal. Apparently, A-Rod used performance-enhancing drugs from 2001 to 2003. Rodriguez claims that his cousin injected him with an over-the-counter substance, primobolan, from the Dominican Republic for an energy boost. Rodriguez also claims that he did not know what the drug was while being injected. However, pharmacies in the Dominican Republic say that primobolan is and has not been registered for legal sale. That is all for the entertainment for this week of RTN News. I'm Caitlin McGarity. See you next week.
Monday morning came too soon. It's entering my...
Take a deep breath. It's all gonna be fine. Come on, take a deep breath. Keep on breathing.
Come on, David. Come on, David. Let's go, David. Come on.
Come on, David. You got the love.
Get as involved in your kids' education as in everything they do, and imagine the success they might find. Stay in touch with the teacher. Visit the school. For more tips, call 1-800-281-1313.
Good, David. Good, David. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright, blessed days, the dark, sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
If you're not recycling, you're throwing it all away.
Two kings, two jacks. Nice hand.
220. We've got a polyp at City Park.
220, we're on it.
You never know when a colon polyp is going to show up.
Into the diaphragm.
Hey, watch it, man.
Get the polyp early and stop colon cancer before it starts. Don't wait for symptoms. Get the test. Get the polyp.
You hate me because I'm a player.
Get the cure.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about him. It's so much fun, whether we're talking man to man.
You don't need to be bigger than life to be a good dad. You just need to spend time with your kids. It takes a man to be a dad.
Welcome back to RTN News. Here's Adam Dobrowolski with the sports.
Thank you. Philadelphia native Marvin Harrison has been released by the Indianapolis Colts after spending 13 seasons as one of the team's wide receivers. Working with Peyton Manning for most of his career, Harrison collected over 1,100 receptions for almost 15,000 yards while in Indianapolis. Harrison, following Jerry Rice in career receptions, enters the free agent market, making him an excellent choice for the Eagles. The Eagles have not yet commented about signing Harrison. Guard Stephon Marbury, who has been inactive since December, has finally been released by the Knicks after the two parties spent months in dispute. The Knicks refused to grant Marbury a trade or release until Tuesday. After clearing waivers, the Boston Celtics signed Marbury despite claims that the guard may be a severe threat to the team's chemistry. Tiger Woods returned to the golf course for PGA play Wednesday after an 8-month layoff. Woods, although suffering 2 fractures in his tibia and a torn ACL in his left knee, won the U.S. Open last year playing through the injuries. He began his 2009 season at the Accenture Match Play Championship against Aussie Brendan Jones, winning the first-round match. However, he lost his second-round match against Tim Clark. Woods still remains the top-ranked golfer in the world. Bummed out about the end of Rowan's winter sports? Have no fear. Spring is here. The baseball season has begun at Rowan University with the first home game on Saturday, February 28th against Centenary, while the softball teams tease off their season on March 6th in Kissimmee, Florida. The women's lacrosse team starts their season on Wednesday, March 4th as they host the 6th-ranked Gettysburg Bullets. Miss the game? Catch all the highlights on All Access with the Profs, only on RTN.
Thanks, Adam. In health news, with 10.9 million cancer-related deaths a year in the world, drinking becomes more of a threat. A recent study has shown that drinking 1 glass of wine a day is enough to increase the risk of cancer by 6%. Women are at a greater risk of developing breast, throat, and mouth cancer. This can be avoided by limiting alcohol intake to less than 3 drinks a day. Although some amounts of wine can be taken good for the heart, it is still vital to drink sensibly. Scientists are now doing more research to discover just how much alcohol is enough to maintain a healthy lifestyle.
A new way of working out can be found in your gaming system. English sports scientists have found that people who choose Wii Fit for physical fitness are obtaining the same results as one would if they owned home gym equipment. Wii Fit, which won the People's Choice Award in games, claims to change the way people work out with different modes of exercise, including yoga, aerobics, and strength training. The game uses a special balance board, which also acts as a scale and provides interactive modes such as snowboarding, skiing, and soccer. If you don't have a Wii Fit to help you get in shape, going outside and physically participating in these sports or just going to the gym will give you similar, if not better, results.
A market in Bend, Oregon has been facing a string of robberies for quite some time now. Despite the best efforts of the store, someone keeps stealing bottles of store's high-end balsamic vinegar. The bottles, valued at $40 apiece, have been disappearing for months, prompting the manager to propose surveillance equipment just for the specific section. A sign that hangs in the vinegar reads, "Thanks to the balsamic vinegar thief, this area is now under surveillance. We will get you."
That's it for RTN News. I am Patrick Bean, along with Kristen Connor. Have a good week, Rowan University.